get started. Welcome everyone to another episode of Rapid Fire Sunday. So if you are new to the community, thank you so much for joining me. And I'm excited to be back to share with you 5 questions and wonderments related to either your hobby or your hobby that is transforming to a business. So I hope you find that these are informative. I hope you find them inspiring, maybe motivating. So what I do is in rapid fire format, and I'm coming through you via Zoom. Historically, I've done that through a Facebook Live, and I'm excited because what happens is I'm recording, and then the replays are available for you to watch at your discretion. And with this program that I'm using, you can also skip and hop and jump to the section of the episode that you would like. So today we are talking all things, am I ready to take my hobby to the next level? We are also going to be talking about what's one way to make your cookie business feel more manageable. So if you're feeling a little overwhelmed, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about how can you get more visibility in your business. Now, understand all of these topics that I'm rattling off right now. I could probably do a half-day retreat on any one of these. These rapid fire formats are meant to give you just a snippet of my personal experience, my perspective from running my business from a hobby, and also just engaging with the community, and whether it be my clients or prospective clients, or maybe it is working with members of this community. I'm a moderator in another group, so I feel like I'm full of lots of good information and knowledge, most of my experience coming from me transforming from a hobby to business. So I've been in your shoes. So whether you are feeling awesome today, everything's going well, or whether you feel overwhelmed, believe me, I've been there. So question number 4 today is, what is the best way to handle a last-minute cookie request? And then finally, what's one easy way to increase profit without taking on more orders? So I know these questions are loaded. Like I said, I could probably spend many hours talking about these, but I'm really excited because you're going to get some golden nuggets out of today's episode. Okay, so the first one, how do you know when you're ready to take your hobby to the next level? So let's say you are thinking about it, you have this passion, you have this idea that you want to transform into a business, but are you ready? For me, I think there are 3 things that I would have you maybe think about or recognize. First of all, are you getting consistent requests for your cookies? So whether they're from family or friends, that doesn't matter. If they are non-paid orders, it doesn't matter. The question is, are you getting traffic? Are you getting people asking? Are you getting people admiring your cookies? Second, are you excited about it? So you need to be excited. I will tell you that firsthand is that if you don't have the passion, the commitment, the dedication, the drive, you will struggle. And I know this for a fact because I've seen a lot of people come and go, whether it's in the Facebook groups or whether it's me coaching them. There are quite a few people that will start, but then will stop, or they will give up, or they will change their mind. So being excited about the possibilities is definitely one of the 3 ingredients, if you will. And the other one is, are you willing to learn the business side? It's so important. I talk about it often, but you've got to take off that hobby hat. You've got to put that business hat on. So those are really 3 things very quickly. Again, consistent demand. Are people asking? Are you excited about the possibility of growing your hobby to a business, which means taking on more orders? We're going to talk about that in a minute. And then are you willing to learn the business side? You've got to learn about pricing. You're going to have to learn about marketing. You're going to have to learn about managing orders. So it's not just sitting in your space or your bakery or your kitchen and decorating. There are other pieces that are super, super important, because none of that's going to make sense or is without really understanding the business side. Okay, so that's all I'm going to say about that topic, because like I said, this is just a little snippet for you to think about. And we're going to go on to number 2. All right, so let's talk about feeling overwhelmed. Okay, so what is one way that you can make your cookie business feel a little bit more manageable? So, and when I say cookie business, it's really relative to where you're at. So maybe you are still in hobby mode, but you're starting to take some paid orders. And so you haven't quite taken that full-fledged leap, but you're feeling overwhelmed. So there's just a couple things that you can do to stop that feeling. So first of all is focus on the small, consistent steps. Um, I've gotten really good at this because much like many entrepreneurs, my mind is racing all the time. And I know you're out there and I know you have these ideas, you have all these things you want to do. And that right there could be overwhelmed. That's what's causing you overwhelm. So you need to find a strategy that is going to slow you down, be realistic, and also tackle those priorities that are a priority for where you're at in your hobby to business or in your business. So one strategy that I can offer you is start writing things down. It is amazing. So whether it's your personal life, I'm not going to be a therapist here, but your personal life, your business, it is amazing when you get it out of your head and you write it down, make a list of pros, cons, just make a list of everything that's in your head that you feel like you have to do. That is amazing how you can all of a sudden see, you can visualize what is most important, which will then reduce the overwhelm because then you can say, okay, you know what? These are the most important things I need to do today. Everything else is not that critical. It can wait until tomorrow. And then all of a sudden, you're not feeling as overwhelmed. And honestly, I think overwhelm comes from just having too many things to do. So if you just kind of separate and say, what is important today? What is important tomorrow? What is important next week or next month? So I've got a notebook, a trusty notebook, and I've talked about this before, but I have what I call the parking lot. So when I come up with an idea or a thought that overwhelms me because I'm like, oh my gosh, I should be doing this. I want to do this. There's that sense of urgency that I have to do this. I write it down and then I start to think about, is that really that important right now? And it's really not. So my mind is already racing about the holidays, but you know what? I've got time. I'm not going to worry about that right now. I'm putting that in the parking lot for now, and I'm going to worry about today, tomorrow, and next week. Okay. A couple other things really quick is that you can not only break it down, create a routine for yourself. Okay. That might be part of your overwhelm that you're experiencing is that you are all over the place. And like I said, I'm guilty of this. I'm not perfect. I am still trying to figure things out, but I do know when I have a routine and when I use my calendar and I look to see how I'm batching and blocking my time, I get so much more done than bouncing around and getting distracted. So it's going to keep you from getting distracted. And then finally, setting boundaries is another area of opportunity for you to reduce that overwhelm and be able to manage your hobby and or your business. So okay, so enough about that. Oh my gosh, I had a feeling that these are going to be longer than my 10 to 15 minutes, but that's okay. I just lots to share today. Okay, so number 3, how can I get more people to notice my cookie business on social media? Okay. I have been learning a ton about AI. I did take a little bit of a break from engagement on social media, but it's always there, right? And we always know that that's probably the number one, I shouldn't say number one, but the easiest way, because a lot of the platforms are free to get eyes on your business. Now, the algorithms for all the different platforms are more friendly than others, but there is a really easy way for you to get visibility. And that is actually number 1, being on the platform. And notice I say platform. So try to choose one. That's another topic for another day. But not only be on that platform, but show up in that platform. So make sure that you're not only posting about your offers and your products, but also that you're engaging. So, that is a big thing that you can do is if you don't have things to post, maybe you're not quite ready to put yourself out there as your business just yet, but that doesn't say that you can't be out there engaging and supporting and having a conversation, whether it be with other fellow cookiers just to get ideas and be motivated, inspired. But you could also, here's one thing, put yourself in the shoes of your ideal client. Go where your expected clients are hanging out and start to learn about what their needs are, their challenges, their wants, and so forth. So, but when it comes to getting more eyes specifically on your business, there are some other strategies that you can do. So again, showing up, engaging, make it fun. I would also say behind the scenes, this is great for when you're just starting off. You have so much content. You don't realize it, but when you're just starting off and you're making that leap from hobby to business, there's so much to talk about. So get excited, get your audience excited, your family, your friends. Talk about how you're doing and show them some behind the scenes. Keep it simple, keep it consistent. And engagement. Again, engagement is the key. So set up your notifications so you can get notified. In fact, my son Ryan has been helping me the last couple of months with automation. And thank you, Ryan. If you ever watch this, I'm sure he will at some point. He is just rocking it. We are really going to the next level about automating the business so that it will free my time up so that I can do even more showing up more consistently and also engaging with my clients and prospective clients. So, so keep that in mind. So that's one way of being consistent. Okay, I got lost my train of thought there for a moment, but automation is a great way to free yourself up. Okay, let's see. Let's go on to the next one. Okay, what is the best way to handle a last minute cookie request? Okay, let me think about this for just a moment. Sometimes I just go off on my notes and I want to just be very genuine about my response here. So what is the best way to handle a last minute request? Okay, when I think about this question, the first thing that comes to mind is, are you ready to take last minute requests? Should you take last minute requests? And do you want to take last minute requests? So I would say answer those three questions before you accept a last minute request. Now, I've talked about this topic before, and I think I probably warned you on taking last minute requests because it could put you beyond your limits. You may not have a plan for it, and you might cut yourself short. It may distract you, or because when you say yes to something, you're saying no to another thing. So I would be a little careful. But for those that are out there that they feel like they're a little bit more seasoned and they have, workflow processes and they're feeling good and they have the opportunity in the space in their production, then I would say yes, go ahead and take those last minute requests, but kind of just check in with yourself first before you say, oh yeah, I could do the last minute order, because when you're a hobbyist, it's different. When you're a hobbyist and your friend or family calls and says, hey, can you make me some cookies? Oh, no problem. It's fun. You enjoy it. Well, you don't have all the business things that you're working on. But when you are now a business, not so easy to take those last minute requests. So truly, truly take some time and think about it. But I would definitely, a couple things to think about. Know your limit. You don't, again, we just talked about overwhelm. And I've been there and I've done that. I've taken on requests, before, not so much anymore. I'm very selective now. I've taken on requests and then afterwards I'm going, why? Why did I take that last minute request? Because all of a sudden it just derailed me from, and it's really a little unfair. So it not only derailed me from my plan, my routine, but it also was really not fair to my clients who planned ahead. And now the quality may be suffering. So I'm very, very careful about not taking too many or the types that I take. Another big thing to think about is make sure you are fairly compensated. Okay, so make sure that if you are going to take last minute requests, that you are somehow incorporating that into your pricing. And we can talk about that another day, because I do plan on talking about pricing more, because I know that's a hot topic for folks. But it's okay to have a rush order fee, if you will, or a last minute rush order policy. So think about that too. So I think I'm just going to stop there, but they can be tricky taking on last minute requests. I think now for me as a seasoned business owner, with the level of support that I have in my business, in fact, I just had one come up and I did accept it because I had a window in my production. I had enough dough available. So all these variables, I had the appropriate packaging that they were asking for. I was able to ship it in a timely basis. So all those variables, we have to make sure that you are going to provide a quality product and service to that client. So, so things to think about. Again, when you think about how to handle them, let's stop and think about it. Do you want them? And should you? And when should you? Okay, so think about that. All right. So the last question of the day here is, what's one easy way to increase profits without taking more orders? So, if you are a hobbyist and you're transforming into business, you've got a lot on your to-do list. And so it may not be that easy for you to take on too many orders at one time. So I always say, like, slow and steady is great. I don't know what's going to happen with your business once you get that visibility. It might all of a sudden explode, which is amazing, but can also be scary at the same time. So, but here's what I'm going to do. Quality, not quantity. Quality, not quantity. Be very careful not to open those doors and then take too many orders on, where again, you've got that overwhelm and the quality is going to suffer. So right out of the gate as a business, you want to have super, super high quality. So make sure you don't take on too much. But here's the thing, work smarter, not harder. Sorry about that. Which doesn't always mean more profit. So just work efficiently, offer a really good product, and I promise you the profit and the revenue will come. So be patient, okay? But you could do some simple upsells. It could be in the packaging. It could be in your personalized notes. It could be a drop-off service if you have that capability. So versus them coming to pick up. So there's opportunity to offer a little bit more revenue, a little bit more profit. It could be adding a sticker. It could be upselling with a non-decorated cookie. A good example of this is when we do our cookie decorating kits. Our kits are out of box ready to go for the experiences. But what I now have, and which I'm rolling out for this upcoming year, because I know there's an interest, I know there's a demand, because I offered maybe one or two a la carte items to beef up that cookie kit. Well, now I'm going to have an entire menu, because I know that I can purchase these menu a la carte items as I need them. And so it's a great little special touch and increases my profit and increases the revenue overall for my business. So simple add-ons, again, a custom tag, you can add $1. Upgrade the gift box, you could add a couple dollars. So these little extras really do add up very quickly. I made little frosting cards with 3 little pro tips. It's a business card size postcard that I will add to the cookie kits, but it's $2 a piece. So you can imagine those are kind of evergreen things. There's nothing production wise that I have to do, but now I just added on $2 per kit. You can imagine if I have an order of 50 kits, that's an extra $100 without doing anything. And printing these cards very economically. So think about those things as you are thinking about how you can increase your profit without the quality suffering, without getting overwhelmed, and keeping you on track with your production schedule. Oh my gosh. So those are the 5 questions of today. So thank you so much for listening. And I would love for you guys to go a little bit deeper on any one of these topics. I will be posting the replay within 24 hours within the Facebook group. And then what is in the works this week is I'm going to be putting all of these replays on my website, AnnetteConrad.com. So I'm updating, I'm tweaking, and I'm going to have some new resources for you. And I actually did a little bit of some discounts on some of my previous resources. So make sure you head there, AnnetteConrad.com. You can contact me there if you have a question or wonderment. So if you want me to talk about something on these Rapid Fire Sundays, make sure you reach out to me. So whether it's via Facebook, you can text me at 414-313-5281, but really easily go to AnnetteConrad.com, bookmark that page, and you can always reach out to me there. So I hope you're enjoying these, and I'm really, really happy. I've said it before, I'm going to say it again. I'm really happy to be back. I've missed you all, and yeah, I think we've got great stuff to come, and reach out if I can be of any service to you. So thanks so much, everybody. We'll talk to you again.